I'm going to be doing a reading on my cat. Yes, I said my cat. With this reading, it's just to tell you look, sometimes you've got to take a moment and have some fun. I know a lot of us have fur babies. I know we have our cats, we have our different kinds of animals that we have living with us or we're taking care of. So, with my cat, last year in June, I actually did a reading on her. And again, it was just for fun. Now, I did 3 cards and I talked about her personal development, and also I talked about how she felt about the food I was giving her. So this she has been with me for 12 years. I first got her when she was 6 months old, the same year she was born in 2013. And she's such a wonderful, wonderful animal. I couldn't have asked for a better pet. She is so loving. And you know what that reminds me of, when we have our pets, they come into our lives for a reason. And I really do think that, the the love that we feel for each other, it's very mutual in how she behaves with me and also in the bonding time that we have with each other. Yeah, so I know it sounds like I'm talking about a human, and it is a cat. Yes, just don't forget to give your pet some extra loving, so extra pats on the head, because they are in your life for a reason. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 cards with tarot, and I'm going to do 3 cards with an oracle deck. And I have my cat deck. I actually bought 2 decks on animals. No, actually 3. But what I'm going to do today, since I have my cat cosmic cat deck packed up, and I'll take that out after this, I thought it would be pretty cute to actually use the divine dog deck when I lay out the oracle cards for my cat. I thought it would be pretty interesting, pretty funny. All right, so give me just a minute. After this, I will readjust the camera and then show you the 3 cards that I have for her personal development. And then I'll do the 3 cards on the food to see what she thinks. All right, let me adjust my camera. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, thank you so much for your patience while I adjusted the camera. Okay, so remember this first spread, we're going to be looking at tarot and we're going to be looking at oracle deck after this. Okay, so what does my cat Chelsea, who is now 12 years old, what does she think? Well, not about food, personal development. Trying to stay on track here. All right, so let's look at her personal development. Now, remember, the first reading I did on her was just for fun. It was in June of 2024, and we're going to see how has she changed? Because our animals just like us. We are here. We're souls. We have things that we want to experience. So, with her personal development, it's like, okay, so in the past, I'm just doing a simple 3 card spread. Okay. Yeah, because I can't do any other elaborate things and telling her what her obstacles are, right? She's very aloof. She's too aloof for that. All right, so in the past, we have a major arcana card, the magician. And with the magician card, it's a number 1 on there. And number 1 is like a new beginning, and you have everything. And if we can kind of look at her being given all the tools that she needs to develop herself into what she's here to accomplish, because we all here as souls, we do have things we want to accomplish, but we're also here to focus on enjoying our experience and having some fun, even if she's a cat. Yeah, so she's been through quite a bit in traveling. When I first met her in Oklahoma, and now here in Hawaii, and flying here to Hawaii in 2020. So it's been pretty interesting. All right, so let's look at her. She had all the tools she needed. And right now, her present for her personal development. And we'll look at that. It's interesting. This one is in reverse. All right. So for her personal development right now, we got the Ace of Cups. So something is blocked here, is what it's telling me with her relationship. So based on the actions that I've been seeing her doing here, she's mostly, I say mostly, she's an indoor cat. And I had the door open a lot for the beat of fresh air to come in. And she likes to kind of push on the door like she wants to go outside. Now we are in a very secluded kind of area to where she can walk out on a little lanai area and she doesn't have any interaction with other cats. But I see that right now her personal development might be blocked a little bit because, me, protective mom, doesn't really want to let her out too far. And I do watch her sometimes to make sure that she doesn't venture out too far. But it looks like she might be a little blocked right now. That's on me, overprotective mom. All right, and so we'll look at her future of her personal development. And that's interesting. We've got the emperor on here. And in the future, it's almost like she is it's like when you try to hold your kids back from it's be that overprotective thing. Something is going to happen, and is that I'm going to have to let her do what she's got to do. I'm going to have to let her branch out because you've got some emperor energy here. And when I look at the emperor, it's almost like the father in the deck, like the empress is like the mother in the deck. And it's like that energy, another major arcana for her future, is going to ensure that she gets that experience that she needs. And you look at this card, it's a number 4, and the number 4 represents, interesting what I just said earlier about being overprotective. Number 4 is about stability and safety. Isn't that wonderful? That's very interesting. So her soul is going to get more development no matter what I do, whether it is in this lifetime or it's going to be in the next. So it's very interesting. I'm very proud of her. I like that. Okay, so let's look at what Divine Dog says about her personal development. All right. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe, like, and share. Every little bit helps. Now back to the video. And thank you so much for watching. And there we go. We've got a card already. Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna see if I can get another card. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look at Chelsea's personal development. And we may only need that one card. We'll see. And what does this one say already anyway? All right, so about her personal development now with the Oracle card, it says honor, acknowledge you, me, and we. That is really interesting. Isn't this beautiful card? It's beautiful. So let's see if you can see that. Look at that. That is such a beautiful card. Yeah. And what I really like about, Cosmic Cat and also this deck, the Divine Dog, really beautiful artwork on these cards. Really beautiful. And it's by Randy Crutcher and Barb Horn. Okay. Hmm. And I think I'll do the same thing when I get to the food. I'll just do one card. It is absolutely beautiful. All right, so as far as Chelsea's personal development, and I love it. These look like, I think these are like golden retrievers. And sometimes when you have dreams, of course, depending on the animal that's on there, the characteristics of the animal, look that up and I'll tell you a little bit more about your dreams. And I like talking about dreams if you look at my previous videos. All right, so for her personal development, where she is now, honor, acknowledge you, me, and we. And I think this is telling me that she has definitely had some personal growth. She's grown a lot since she's been with me. So I do want to take a tiny bit of credit for being a good mom. I learned how to do a little bit better, how to be a cat mom, how to take care of her a little bit better. So I really love this. All right, so we're going to move these to the side. And now I already pulled my cards for the food, so we want to see what she thinks about the food. All right, because we've had some time trying to get some good food for her. The food for pets. You've got to, even with a cat, you've really got to. It's like try this and try that and see what they'll eat and see what they won't eat. All right, so the food for her, past, present, and future. All right, so if we look at the past, and definitely I'm not surprised by this block here. So we have the Seven of Pentacles here. All right, so now I told you I've been trying to figure out what to give her, and it's interesting when the cards come out for tarot. I tend to kind of I'll say, and sometimes I think unknowingly we end up channeling the information from spirit And then we look at the cards and then we have to repeat ourselves because, oh my gosh, the cards already say that. Yes, I know some of you probably notice that when you do tarot. All right, so for her past, yes, now we had some time trying to figure out, and you look at this pentacle here, and it's related to the earth element, and we're looking at that foundation. Yeah, we were trying to figure out, what to do, what's really going to work, what are we going to keep using, and of course, I was determined to find something that she likes, something that's going to bring some harmony to her life, something that's going to be good for her. Yeah, we had some issues there, and we finally settled on something. And I hope that is what this present card is about to say about her food. All right, so look at this. I love that we have the King of Cups here. We're looking at relationships, emotions with the water, water element flows. And that's very good. It moves. There's nothing stagnant here. And we've got king energy. It's interesting. We've got more masculine energy here. But with the king, just focus on the king energies. Number 4 in tarot on this card. 4, 3 for the queen, 2 for the knight. I love reading them that way. It works for my readings. Everyone's a little bit different when they read their cards. But yeah, right now we're stable. She loves the food that I have for her right now. Yes. Everyone has their different choices. I'm not going to talk about what kinds of food here because everyone has their beliefs on what kind of food to feed their animals, to each his own, of course. But yes, we have a really good combination right now, and she loves it. She enjoys it. All right. And we look at the future. What does she think about her food? All right, so what is she going to think about her food in the future? Okay, so this is interesting now. She, like us, when we have our breakfast or we have our dinner or lunch or whatnot, we like our snacks, right? Guess what? You know that my cat Chelsea, she looks at me when I have my snack. And what we used to have a schedule of me eating and then I'll give her something too, but I've had to kind of take away that snack portion because it hasn't really gelled well with her lunch or dinner, So I've had to take that away. I'm still working on finding something that works. And for those of you that have pets, whatever snack you give them, please put it in the comments and let me know what is working for your pets. I want to know. I want to know because I want to give her something. Mama gotta fix her up. All right, so of course for the future, and reason why I started talking about snacks because I'm looking at a 2 of swords here. 2 represents a kind of duality. We're still going to be trying to get it right. And she's probably been trying to, and if you notice what your cats do, they kind of stare at you sometimes. They're trying to do that mind meld with you and, and get you a message. So we're going to be doing a little bit of work on that. All right. So now let's look and see what the Vine Dog has to say about what Chelsea thinks about the food. All right, let's see. Uh oh, we've got a card already. Wow. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see what this card says. Oh, look at that. That is so funny. All right, so you know, look at this. Do I have to explain that? But I'm going to talk about it anyway. What does she think about the food? Right, imagination. Oh my goodness. I told you before, you cannot make this up. The energy is so real. Look at this. You got all these different, wow, imagination. Look at that. All right. So you can imagine she's probably thinking about these different things. If I get a hamburger or if I have a brownie or whatever it's smelling, it smells so good. And guess what she's doing? She's like, what's that? What do you have? Where's mine? All right. This is something else. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed that reading. I really did too. And I wanted to do that for you and show you. Make sure that you are having fun with your readings too. Now, of course, I'm a little bit more serious, when I'm talking to clients, and of course, also doing free readings when I do them in the community. But yes, this is just another way that you can mix things up for yourself and just have a little bit of fun and look at how are you reading the cards and use your other, tarot cards, use some oracle cards, and see what comes up in your different decks. Have a little bit of fun, enjoy your reading. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. And the first thing that comes to mind is what you need to say. That's what your message is. You are intuitively receiving these messages. All right. So, again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like and share and tell me about your pets. Tell me about your pets and tell me if you tried this with your pets. Now, I chose the simple present, like the past, present, and future spread. You can do as many as you want to do, as many cards as you want. I just kept it simple because it's with my pets, because she's not standing here, talking to me and telling me, yeah, yeah. And I know there's some gifted people out there can actually hear the thoughts of the animals. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me about your pets in the comments and let me know how your reading went. Did you do the 3 cards? Do you have another 4 card combination? And just thank you so much. Have a wonderful day and an amazing week. Bye.